Ra. Ra was the supreme god of the sun in ancient Egypt and one of the most important deities in Egyptian religion. He was considered the creator of all things and the source of life for the world. The Egyptians believed that every morning, Ra embarked on a journey across the sky in his solar boat, bringing light, warmth, and energy to the earth. At night, he traveled through the underworld, where he faced the forces of chaos, primarily the serpent Apep, symbolizing the eternal struggle between order and darkness. Ra was often depicted as a man with a falcon's head, with the sun disk above it, or simply as the sun itself. In temple art and inscriptions, he is also shown holding symbols like the scepter and the anka, representing his power and dominion. Over time, Ra became associated with other deities such as Horus and Amun, forming combined figures like Amun-Ra, which highlighted the union of the sun's power with royal authority and spiritual might. Ra's worship dominated all of Egypt, with major temples such as Heliopolis, the central center of his cult. Egyptians believed that thanks to Ra, the earth continued to exist, and that pharaohs as earthly embodiments of the gods were divinely guided by Ra to maintain justice and harmony in the kingdom. With his eternal sunrise and sunset, Ra reminded the Egyptians daily that life continues, that good triumphs over evil, and that order ultimately prevails over chaos. Brahma. Brahma is one of the principal deities in Hinduism, known as the creator of the universe. Alongside Vishnu, the preserver, and Shiva, the destroyer, Brahma forms the Hindu Trimurti, representing the three fundamental aspects of existence: creation, preservation, and destruction. Brahma is traditionally depicted with four heads, each facing a different direction, symbolizing his all-seeing nature and his awareness of the four Vedas, the most sacred texts in Hinduism. He usually has four arms holding objects such as a rosary, symbolizing time, a book, the Vedas, a water pot symbolizing creation, and a lotus symbolizing purity and the unfolding of life. Sometimes he is shown riding a swan, representing wisdom and the ability to distinguish between good and evil. According to Hindu mythology, Brahma created the universe and all living beings. Legends tell that he emerged from a lotus that grew from the navel of Vishnu, the preserver of the universe. This symbolizes the interconnectedness of creation and the eternal cycle of life. Unlike Vishnu and Shiva, Brahma has fewer temples dedicated to his worship, which has been explained in various myths, including a story that he was cursed to be less worshipped than the other gods. Brahma's role in Hindu thought is deeply philosophical. He represents intellect, wisdom, and the principle of creation. He is central to understanding the Hindu concept of the universe as a cyclic process: creation, preservation, and dissolution, repeated endlessly. Through Brahma, we see how Hinduism emphasizes not just the physical creation of the world, but also the spiritual principles that govern existence, knowledge, order, and the unfolding of life itself. Yahweh. Yahweh is the supreme god in Judaism and serves as the foundational figure for both Christianity and Islam. He is known as the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and his worship shapes the faith and lives of millions of people around the world. In Judaism, Yahweh is seen as monotheistic, all-powerful and all-knowing. He is the creator of the universe, just yet merciful and protective of his people. His teachings and commandments are recorded in the Torah, which forms the basis for moral guidance, social organization, and religious practice in Jewish life. Yahweh often appears through prophets and historical events, demonstrating his presence from the creation of the world to the exodus from Egypt and the establishment of laws and ethical principles. In Christianity, Yahweh is also understood as the Father, and through Jesus Christ, his Son, his divinity, manifests in a way that transforms human history. Jesus is considered the embodiment of God's love and salvation, while Yahweh remains the ultimate source of authority, wisdom, and justice. In Islam, Yahweh is recognized as Allah, the same all-powerful and unique God who guides humanity through prophets, with Muhammad being the final messenger. The concept of monotheistic worship and total devotion to God comes directly from the ancient belief in Yahweh. The influence of Yahweh on history and culture is enormous. He has shaped not only religion, but also ethics, law, social structures, art, and literature. The traditions, stories, and scriptures associated with Yahweh teach values such as justice, devotion, love, and moral responsibility. Zeus. Zeus is the supreme god of ancient Greek mythology and is regarded as the king of Olympus and ruler of the gods. He is the god of the sky, thunder, lightning, and law, and the Greeks worshipped him as the protector of justice, order, and truth. According to myths, Zeus is the son of Cronus and Rhea, and the youngest of their 6 children. Cronus, fearing that his children would overthrow him, swallowed each one at birth. However, Rhea hid Zeus on Earth and gave Cronus a stone to swallow instead. When Zeus grew up, he defeated Cronus and freed his siblings, establishing the rule of the Olympian gods. Zeus was often depicted as a majestic, bearded man holding a thunderbolt, seated on a throne or holding a scepter, symbols of his power and authority. Thunder and lightning were seen as signs of his presence and dominance over both humans and gods. Zeus was also famous for his numerous romantic affairs with goddesses and mortals, which resulted in the birth of significant heroes and deities such as Heracles, Athena, and Apollo. Through these myths, the ancient Greeks explained the creation of the world, human virtues, passions, and natural forces. Zeus's influence extended beyond mythology. He was fundamental to politics, justice, and religious practices in ancient Greece. Temples and festivals held in his honor, such as the Olympic Games, highlighted him as a symbol of authority, morality, and social order. Ahura Mazda. Ahura Mazda is the supreme deity in Zoroastrianism, one of the world's oldest monotheistic religions, which originated in ancient Persia around the 6th century BCE. His name means wise lord, and he represents truth, light, and order in the universe. Ahura Mazda is considered the creator of everything good and the eternal source of wisdom. According to Zoroastrian belief, Ahura Mazda is opposed by Angra Mainyu, the spirit of chaos, lies, and destruction. This cosmic duality between good and evil defines the Zoroastrian worldview, emphasizing the moral responsibility of humans to choose truth, righteousness, and good deeds. Ahura Mazda is often depicted symbolically rather than in human form, usually represented by the Faravahar, a winged symbol signifying divine protection, guidance, and the immortality of the soul. Zoroastrian texts like the Avesta describe Ahura Mazda as omniscient, omnipotent, and benevolent, responsible for the creation of the heavens, the earth, and all living beings. Unlike many polytheistic religions, Zoroastrianism emphasizes the singularity of Ahura Mazda as the ultimate source of morality and order in the cosmos. The influence of Ahura Mazda in Zoroastrianism is profound, not only in ancient Persia, but also in later Abrahamic religions, contributing concepts like heaven and hell, the final judgment, and the moral duality of good versus evil. Odin. Odin is the chief god in Norse mythology, often referred to as the All-Father. He rules over Asgard, the realm of the gods, and is associated with wisdom, war, death, and magic. Odin is a complex deity who embodies both the noble and fearsome aspects of the divine, guiding heroes, influencing battles, and overseeing the fate of the cosmos. Odin is traditionally depicted as an older, one-eyed man, often wearing a wide-brimmed hat and a cloak. He sacrificed one of his eyes in exchange for cosmic wisdom at the Well of Mimir, demonstrating his relentless pursuit of knowledge. He is also associated with the runes, mystical symbols that hold power and secrets of the universe. He rides an 8-legged horse named Sleipnir, the fastest of all horses, symbolizing his dominion over both the physical and spiritual worlds. Odin is accompanied by 2 ravens, Hugin and Munin, who fly across the world and bring him information, reflecting his omniscience and connection to all corners of existence. Odin is also a god of war and death. He chooses which warriors will die in battle and brings them to Valhalla, his great hall, where they prepare for Ragnarok, the end of the world. Despite his association with death, Odin is deeply linked to wisdom, poetry, and the pursuit of knowledge, making him a patron of scholars and leaders. Through stories and myths, Odin teaches the values of courage, intelligence, sacrifice, and the pursuit of knowledge, making him a profound symbol of the human and divine quest for understanding the universe. Amaterasu. Amaterasu is one of the principal deities in Shinto, the indigenous religion of Japan, She is the goddess of the sun and the universe, and one of the most important figures in Japanese mythology, often regarded as the ancestor of the Japanese imperial family. Her name means shining in heaven, reflecting her role as a source of light, life, and order in the world. According to myth, Amaterasu is the daughter of Izanagi, one of the creator deities of Japan. She played a central role in shaping the natural and spiritual world, bringing light and warmth to the earth. One famous story tells of how she hid in a cave, angered by her brother Susanu's destructive behavior. Her absence caused darkness and chaos across the world. The other gods eventually lured her out by using mirrors, music, and dancing, restoring light and balance. This myth emphasizes her role as a bringer of life, order, and harmony. Amaterasu is associated with the imperial regalia of Japan, particularly the mirror, which symbolizes truth and wisdom. She is often honored at Ise Grand Shrine, one of the most sacred Shinto sites, where rituals and festivals celebrate her power and influence. As the sun goddess, Amaterasu represents not just light, but also guidance, moral authority, and the divine connection between the people and their rulers. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe. See you very soon in the next video.